So, Carol, you're sitting
Yes,
right behind me at the conference, and
I
it's
do
great to
indeed.
see. And you keep really quiet. You try really hard to keep quiet during
Mhm.
the discussions. And what is it? Why are you keeping quiet, Carol?
Well, it's very hard for me, as you know, Crispin. You have to mute me sometimes on your show. But on the 14th of September, I was just about to put my laptop away. I noticed an email at 17:23 from Team Labour. So I thought, as a delegate, I would have a look and see what it said before I shut it down. And what it said was, "Dear Carole Vincent, you have not passed the police necessary security checks. So you can't come to conference, and you've been refunded, basically." So my delegate fee had been refunded, and no explanation. An address to write to if I wanted to know more, and also an email, which was the police Sussex email. So I was furious about this because there was no reason. And I thought, well, I don't have any convictions, so what is going on here? And I spoke to my fellow delegates first, and to the CLP secretary, and said, just, we've not long had GC, so I thought this is really weird. And I wrote immediately an appeal asking why, and explaining all the things that I do for the Labour Party, within the Labour Party and my local community, and said, I think this needs to be revised and I need a reason. Sent that off first class recorded, and then I also followed it up with an email requesting why. So I still didn't hear anything. Days went by and I just got the response that, we're dealing with it on the email, but that was that. Eventually, I managed to keep the emails going and keep pressing. And I also spoke to a couple of other people who I can't mention because it could have implications for them, and said, what the hell's going on? And found out that it's happened to quite a few people, and that there'd been suspensions and all sorts on the lead up to conference. With that, I was requesting that I could speak to someone directly. And eventually I was asked when I would be at conference. And I also mentioned the fact that money's been paid out for transport and also for accommodation well in advance, because these applications were done a long time ago. And I do know that they have to do sort of security checks for obvious reasons. But it was, it was unexpected that I would be told I can't come, especially at that late notice. Anyway, I managed to get to have an interview with the police, which they agreed to do not under caution, at 1 o'clock on Saturday. I have my son with me who has disabilities, and so it made it quite difficult for us because he'd been looking forward to it. And I told them that he's very distressed that he might not be able to come now. Because I have to do a lot of preparation. I have to do medication and all sorts of things. But also it means that it's too late for another delegate if I can't come. But I wanted to find out the reason. I still don't know the reason, but I had a 45-minute meeting with a police officer, and was basically at the end of it. And conference were contacted, and they said if the decision was reversed, they would consider me being able to come. So I had this interview on Saturday lunchtime, and eventually it was agreed, but it was only agreed if I didn't bring the party into disrepute, that I didn't do things like heckle, which the chair yesterday afternoon said people were heckling. Actually, they were trying to point out that there were people trying to make points of order. There were people who were trying to speak and being ignored. And I think a lot of those people were in the section that we were sitting in, Crispin. Yes, it was shocking about those Unison members.
So effectively, because of your having that security check, you feel yourself a bit like being muted by...
I'm being gagged, really, because I think I would be much more vocal. I would probably be getting up on the stand and speaking out. And I just feel as though, I can't do anything. I can't speak out adversely about the party. I can't, you know, I can't get into discussions about things which they would probably slap as being bringing the party into disrepute. So it's very wide ranging. I asked them sort of what sorts of things. So, you know, they said I can't speak out about the leader and so on.
Well,